Hello and welcome to our presentation of Chapter 20. Convert Local Discoveries into Global Improvements by Mike Marr, Robert Johnson, and Meg Griffin. One of the things you can do is use chat rooms and chat bots to automate and capture organizational data. This was first implemented by GitHub. However, it very quickly moved to other platforms. We see them in our everyday life quite frequently. In fact, even the school has one, as well as Facebook. And anytime you go to a business's website and it's got that automated help window, it's a chat bot. What's really cool about this is it makes the information public when it's used in a work setting. It makes information public. It also allows newer people to understand how daily work goes. It also allows for easier question asking and potentially less embarrassing question asking if you're seeing other people asking questions as well. The other thing we can do is automate our standard processes in software for reuse. If we've got to remake software or code every single time, it gets not only time consuming, but very costly. If we create a repository with reusable code and you can grab and just move on, it saves time. It can help if you're not completely sure what you're doing. You can look at previous code and be like, oh, okay, so that's how this works, and implement it if necessary. We can create a single shared source code repository for our entire organization. One of the quotes from the book is, a firm-wide shared source code repository is one of the most powerful mechanisms used to integrate local discoveries across the entire organization. Engineers can use diverse experience, not just source code, but other encoding knowledge may help you resolve problems. One of the repositories we had at my old job was we had a repository of every piece of land that was owned by the company, and you could find all the leases, all the etc. for each specific building. Next is spread knowledge by using automated testing as documentation and communities of practice. Our goal is to ensure that we have a significant amount of automated testing. We want our libraries to be self-documenting, and that can help other people, specifically if they're new on the job, learn how to use it. Our goals for outcomes are to have test-driven development, automated tests written before the code's ever written, and engineers can find working examples. Design for operations through codified non-functional requirements. As we're making our code, of course we want to make sure that it works, but usually there's other requirements that we need to fulfill. Some examples are the ability to accurately track dependencies. We want to make sure that we can search and understand messages. The goal is to not only make it work, but make it work well. The difference between being able to send a simple message and being able to send a message that doesn't lag their computer, doesn't get lost, etc., things like that. Build reusable operation user stories into development. When you can't automate all the processes, we want to make sure it's able to be repeated. So we want the steps of how it's completed, who completed it in case we need to ask them questions. Just like in our family history, we learn by stories that come from our ancestors. In some ways, in a work setting, our quote unquote ancestors are those that came before us who created this. We want to be able to learn from what they did. Ensure technology choices help achieve organizational goals. What infrastructure is going to work best for that? what technologies help, what technologies slow down our workflow. Is a certain piece of technology just causing more problems than helping? Is it stable? Is it secure? Our goal is to look through the tools that we're using, and if they don't meet some of these identifying traits, to try and get rid of them. Some of our resources for our different pictures, as well as, of course, our lovely textbook. Thanks for listening to our presentation, and I hope you have a good day.